I just wanted to briefly touch on flasks over a hydration pack bladder like this. Uh, I know a lot of people. This is what we've had, up to about the last couple, 3, 4 years. We've all had the camelbacks and the bladders and stuff for our hydration packs. It's really annoying when you're in the middle of a race trying to refill one of these things. Because if you saw my earlier video about how to take the air out to keep it from the sloshing, it's also time consuming to have to take your pack off, get this out, because a lot of times the hose gets in the way, so you can't just take it out easily. Stuff like that. So it's a very time consuming thing at an aid station. This is why a lot of people now go to a soft flask or bottle, whatever you guys prefer to use, because pops right out. You don't have to unsnap your vest, because once you start taking your vest on and off, it starts to get a little loose, doesn't fit as correctly anymore. Also, if you have two soft flasks, it gives you an option during a race what to carry with you. Personally, I have one that's always water, and I have one that has like some sort of an electrolyte in it. Mine's usually a product called Hydrolyte. It's like an adult Pedialyte type formula. Comes on a couple of like Alka-Seltzer tabs and stuff like that. It works pretty good, and I'll get to that more later, why I like it. But either way, if you can, get a vest with flasks, because again, it gives you options, and it's a lot more easier in an aid station. Saves you time, because if you're doing a race, you don't want to be there for 5-10 minutes just trying to get water. These, all right, now it's gonna be a pain, because mine's a little bit more of a pain because I keep things so tight. But anyway, it's back in, it's back out. As you're coming into an aid station, quick tip, this is going to need refilled. Let's just say this is empty. So as you see an aid station, maybe 50 yards out, 30 yards out, whatever the case may be, pull it out already as you're coming in. Unscrew the cap. Well, this one's still got a ton of water in it, but hand it to a volunteer and be like, hey, can you fill it up with this? If it is your water one, just with water. Maybe they have Gatorade or some kind of electrolyte at the aid stations you want the other one filled up in. Politely ask them. Key is politely. They can refill it. They generally will screw the cap back on for you. Now, I know some races are cupless now, so you actually may have to, with COVID regulations, you may actually have to fill them up yourself, but it's a lot quicker. 5-10 second thing at an aid station, you're on your way again. Whereas if you have to take your vest off, pull the stupid bladder out, hand it to them, get them to fill it up, you're probably looking at least a 2-3 minute job, and you still might not be comfortable once you start running again, because the way the tube is, or maybe they didn't connect it to the back so it's standing up straight. That's why I said if you can, get a vest that has soft flasks in the front. Your aid station time will be cut down in half, if not a lot shorter. Plus, it's just a simple thing. It's right there. Most vests have a good flask with a straw. I don't even have to really use my hands, not necessarily. Whereas if you're using a bladder, well, guess what? This is where mine would be, so I actually have to reach down, use a hand or two, depending on it, to actually get. Let me see if I can do this real quick. Yeah, there we go. See? It's a lot of work to try to, as you're running, so most of the time you actually have to. That's why Nathan comes with magnets, because it stays in place. If it was simple and you didn't have to use your hands, they wouldn't have a magnet